All right, good afternoon, cyber traders. It feels good to say that being off yesterday. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting this February 15th, Tuesday, shortly after we finished up our Traders Talk workshop, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Great to see all of our students and members alike inside the Cyber Group room. Just give me a quick sound check just to make sure that you could hear me loud and clear, but otherwise, great to see all of us otherwise on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube. Mike, Leda, Brian, Wendy, Alex, Glenn, Yehuda, Deb, Kevin, got Patrick, Lori, Aloha as well, all loud and clear from them. And like I said, great to see all of us joining us on social media once again here. So let's hop right into it, folks. We have a nice market heading into this close. NEO is on the screen here to begin. It's up over 7.5% right now. It's near the highs. I could definitely put this on our watch list to begin. And I will do that, right? It's a stock that we trade pretty much on the side, goes with the market. We don't trade this stock every day, but more often than not, we will call it out during better conditions within the market. And I say that, rather, let me rephrase. We call the stock out when there's better direction altogether within the market. So with seeing higher lows going into the afternoon, we would love to see a nice break within the SPY and make a higher high. Should that be the case, NEO, with it up already near 7.5% right now, this would be a great side list stock that we could just follow for the afternoon. I'm sure I could take a look at all of the others that we've gone through recently, like AMC, SoFi, the airlines, and I'll do that at the end. There's actually a bunch of different familiar names that are on the top of the gainers list so far. Hey, even if you're not inside the live trading room, if you're joining us on YouTube today, you should know that space was one of the biggest moves throughout the entire day so far. So let's actually start off on this one. Then we'll just go right from top to bottom. Otherwise, space, like the NEO trade, is still pretty close to its highs of the day going into the afternoon. So with that in mind already, I'll just put it on our watch list. But otherwise, stock ended up coming out some news this morning. I think they were taking reservations for $150,000 a pop, right, for space, for Virgin Galactic. So we ended up seeing them make a nice pop, but you can't guarantee it's going to make this type of move. We didn't buy this stock only because the news came out, right? And I don't really need to go much further with this because we talked about this trade just about 2 hours ago inside Traders Talk. So for Lori, for Kevin, Patrick, you folks, I ended up covering this from head to toe, at least, the morning move, prior to 12 p.m. Eastern time. Since that time, well, it's been holding support pretty well. I made one comment in the trading room earlier. I got to say, I'm pretty surprised that this hasn't even come close to $10 support yet. I ended up taking a couple of losses on shorts going into the early afternoon. I ended up getting stopped out right above that blue line there at 1050, but damn, I mean, just with lower highs, you would think it would make a lower low. Goes to really show how strong this trade is right now. Resistance off of 11, you would assume there's about a 12 or 13,000 share order on the ask. I saw it just a moment ago at 1095. There's going to be a much larger order above that at 11. So keep 11 in mind as a major resistance for the close. But like the NEO trade, I'll definitely put this at least on our watch list to begin. Bill inside our live trading room says Space is selling 1,000 tickets. That's what it is, 1,000 tickets to the general population for $450,000, but they're taking a $150K deposit. Jeez, that's literally 3 times more than I thought it was. All right, so I mean, hey, nice, cool news to come out, but we're more interested in the pattern here on the chart. We're more interested in making sure that we have enough buying momentum to break through these orders going into the close. All right. All right. Then otherwise, I'll tell you, we'll just go right from top to bottom. Is this the buyout, RESN? I think this is the buyout. Yeah, it's the buyout. You could tell. I mean, just from pre-market, from the after hours the day before, just flat. So this was even from Monday afternoon when I was out sick. Yeah. So buyouts typically don't move. We know that. So we just move on. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what we got otherwise, though, folks. The CIDM trade looks pretty strong on the way back up to the high of the day off 120. So if I put Space and NEO on our watch list, it's hard to not put this one on. The CIDM, let me just peel back the daily chart here to see if there's any historical resistance or overhead resistance, I should say. A little tough to tell because you have a lot of chop just as this was consolidating over the summer. It ended up breaking above historical level, roughly off of like 107, 108. You could just see the bottom back from April and July last year, roughly around like 107-ish, 108-ish. I mean, that's a very good sign. It already broke above that price and did that much earlier in the day. I would just keep in mind the 52,000 share iceberg on the ask at 130. That's something to keep an eye on. Actually, that's not even that big of an order. Shoot. You gotta see, you got resistance here at 24, 25, then 30 above that. There's a lot of volume for this stock to break through in order for it to make another trend like it made from the morning. So that's my only gripe on it. But with the way this is looking so far for the afternoon, we'll definitely at least add it to our list. All right, so we keep going. VLCN, geez, we're going to have like a big watch list, I could tell already. Vulcan common stock ended up making a big drop going into the end of last year, heading into the beginning of this, and now making a nice little dead cat bounce here. You know what? I don't mind it. Put it on our list here too. VLCN. All right. TISI, even this is trying to make another move back up. It made support pretty nicely off of 110, pushing up a little bit here. I'll come back to it. I don't mind coming back to that trade at least. IPW, this is garbage. Fortunately, this was just a dead duck upon the open here. If anything, it ended up breaking above the opening print. You could see at 225. It had several false breaks where you would hope to see at least one of those make for a bigger pop, and nonetheless, it didn't. So once you realize that, at least going into 1030, if it's not going to make a clean breakout or reaction off that level, not worth it. JOBY, JOBY, ended up making a nice move from this morning, actually, from like 520 up to near 620. But now it's just really flat. Hey, it's shortable. So if this ends up just dropping off a bit, perhaps that can even be the better play. Good sideless stock for right now. Same with Sabre, just super flat across the last hour and a half. So it doesn't seem to be worth our time, but it is shortable. TAL, same thing. Let's check out the other education stocks, the Chinese education stocks. We had TAL, we have GOTU here. This one's actually a lot closer. Well, it's at the highs right now, so that still looks pretty strong. EDU, I think, is like the slowest of those stocks. All three of those stocks, the GOTU, EDU, and TAL, they all ended up dropping off going into last year, like on a 66% gap. So that's why we're following these stocks every now and then, just to see if they can make like a bit of a dead cat bounce. Let's see what else we got first. FCIL, another nice runner today, moved up from 475 up to near 550, pulling back a bit. It's like almost a little too slow, though. I want something moving a little bit faster. CLSK, same thing. It seems like a lot of these EV-related stocks, whether they're manufacturers of EV cars or they have an affiliation with them, perhaps with the batteries, fuel cell batteries, whatever it may be. A lot of these stocks are moving up nicely this afternoon. Chopped CHPT. Charge Point. I thought this is chopped. It's funny. Charge Point, I assume, affiliated with EV as well. Another nice run up today, at least from 14 or 1380-ish up towards 15 and change. This is pretty close to the highs also. I feel like for all these like electric / EV / hydrogen battery companies, we'll just kind of round them all up at the end and see which ones are looking the best, if any. This one's not doing a whole lot. All right, listen, folks, there's plenty more that's up. That illustrious 5+%. Number 50 is up 13% right now. So I'm going to need your help. If there's anything else that looks really good, not just at the highs, but if it looks really good, type it in the chat board. Let me know. Switch over to the loser side here next. And the LRMR trade, hey, it's at the highs right now, and it's still down over 52%. Is it possible for this to break out once more? Yeah, it's possible, but just look how flat this has been over the last hour and a half. So it's really hard to put a stock like this on our watch list. However, I am going to put this on our watch list. Now, the worst thing that happens is that this is just absolutely flat after this meeting, because this stock is still shortable on my TradeStation platform. It's not like at $1 either, to where I would say it's just very close to the ground floor. It's at $4. So in case if this fails to break higher, if this drops off, this could be a good short. Liquidity checks out on the book. And at least given the last little drop off that we had here, should we get that, wouldn't shock me to see like a 20, 25 cent move at least. So, we'll see where this trade takes us for right now, the LRMR trade. VXY was number 2 on the losers list this morning in pre-market. Car is pretty expensive. And I'd assume to not find as much on the loser side here on a day like today. So, yeah, folks, let me know if there's anything else up, down, left, right, more than 5%. Anything else that looks pretty good. Wendy asking about BKKT. Very tradable. Don't get me wrong. It is very, very tradable. Great liquidity on the book, $78 stock. It's been moving up so well the last, week and a half. Almost too well, to the point where you ask, at what point does this thing begin to come back down? Not every stock is going to be a KVL. Look what happened to KVL today. So that's my concern on BKKT, Wendy. I could put this on our watch list, but if I put this on, we're going to open it up to a 50 stock watch list, right? So if you do well on this stock, if you have done well consistently on this stock, hey, you know who you are. I wouldn't be surprised if you in particular put this on your watch list then, should that be the case. CLSK from John, and that was from a few minutes back, about a couple minutes ago. So this is one of those EV affiliated stocks in some regard. So we'll check out all of those just at the very end. Let's see what we got from Benzinga's side here next. Oh shoot, did my Benzinga down? Oh no, there we go. All right, let's see what stocks we got here. We're gonna check out Dice. Oh no, this one's garbage. Showed it at the high of the day, at least there. LPTX just popped right now to make a new HOD. It's up 9+%, but not fully sold on this one just yet either. I mean, it looks all right in terms of the chart, but if that volume continues to wane down after that spike, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. Check out Momo, MOMO, which is at the high of the day right now, but the volume is awful on this trade, so I'm going to pass on this one. PLTR from Chuck. So it's making lower highs. Going to pass on it. Good side list stock. All right, so you know what? That basically brings me back to all of these EV affiliated stocks, whether it be a Nikola or a NEO. Obviously, we already have that on our list. That CleanSpark didn't look bad from where we last checked in on it. It's still pushing and trying to go higher. So I don't mind the CLSK. We'll put this on our main list. It's up 17+%. So this one's good to go. What are the other ones? We had Solo, I thought, for a little bit. SOLO, but that one's uber flat right now. We have FCEL, fuel cell, a little slow still. Check out Plug. It's Big Brother stock. This one's making lower highs as well and already made the lower highs and pulling back. Stock. No, this one's garbage. Pass on this. KVL at 3. I'm not fully sold on this one just yet. That's right, John. That's right. No, you are absolutely correct. Yes. CLSK is not just affiliated with EV or electric, but in particular, I remember this from last year at some point. It's a Bitcoin miner, too. That's right. There we go, Jeffrey. I was waiting for your AMC there. There we go. Making a nice little push so far. It's up 6+%. All right, we'll put this on our watch list. Let's check out the other side list stocks before we wrap it up here. Check out the SoFi trade. Clearly, I marked my chart out for this stock today. This one's pushing up also. AMC is moving a little bit sharper. I like AMC more compared to this. What else do we have here in the meantime? Check out a stock like Fun or Lucid, maybe LCID. Check out Uber. Yeah, Lucid's at the highs, but it's just really choppy right now, not doing anything. Uber is trying to go. Uber, I see trending back up and, at the highs right now. So I don't mind slipping Uber on our main list here at the end here. But I think that just about wraps it up, folks. I apologize, by the way, for all of us, actually. I told you folks I was going to come out with a video going over Bitcoin at least by Sunday. I ended up getting sick overnight Saturday into Sunday, and then Saturday into Sunday, then Sunday it's spilled into Monday. But yes, I still plan on making that video in the next 24 hours, folks. You know I want to put a Bitcoin video out. Trust me, I love talking about it all day, every day. I just fell under the weather there over the weekend. So should be out, I'd say, by tomorrow. Long story short, We're holding above support, but I don't know how long that will last. I'm still expecting a bit of a drop. Mike says lift at the high of the day also. Let's check that out too. Yeah, it's at the highs too. Uber a little bit cheaper. It looks like Uber also coming off, well, both two are coming off that big drop from last week, right? Uber looks a tiny bit sharper for right now. I'll, in particular, add Uber to the list. All right, folks, that about wraps it up for me here, though. In total, we got about 2, 4, 6, 8 stocks to work with. Perfect list for me. Not too big, not too little. Then otherwise, if there's any other stocks that are out there, folks, for all of us inside the live trading room, I'm talking to you. We got a big list here so far, or a decent list so far, and plenty more otherwise. If there's any stocks that you're more so following, I would say unless if it makes a really, really good move, let's wait on calling it out until 3 o'clock, 3:15-ish, maybe the latest at that point. I think that this is a really good list to start and begin with. And then from there, by that 3 o'clock time frame, we'll rescan the market a bit more seriously from that point. All right. Hey, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, as always, I appreciate you sticking with me each and every day, each and every afternoon, aside from yesterday. But hey, keep in mind, I know that Fausto is doing an introductory to day trading webinar lined up this afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So if you wanted to register, just go right down to the link on the banner below, the link on the yellow banner there on the stream, just to get yourself registered. And if you can't attend live, the best thing to do is at least register, because we'll send the recording out to you afterwards. So it's a win-win. If you have any other questions, folks, feel more than free to send an email right over to josh@ctutrading.com. I always like to post my email address here at the end. But any questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions, please let me know. And by tomorrow, I'll be able to get back to you. From Michael, for John, Jeffrey, Chuck, Kathleen, Yehuda, Deb, all of us otherwise, I look forward to talking to you at 3:30. Take care.